So, high up in the Himalayas, a really critical moment is unfolding for the future of Ladakh. We're talking about a planned hunger strike that's about to bring these long simmering tensions to a boil. It's a direct challenge to the central government about promises made for the region's identity and its autonomy. So, let's get right into it and break down what's at stake here.
In this quote, wow, it really just gets straight to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? The Kargil Democratic Alliance, or KDA, is saying the people of Ladakh are frustrated. This isn't just some political squabble. No, this is a deep, real frustration over what they see as broken promises. And that feeling, that frustration, well, it's about to become the fuel for a major, major protest.
All right, so protest in the Himalayas. You hear that frustration, right? So how exactly does that turn into action on the ground? Let's take a look at the actual plan they've put together.
Okay, so the timeline here is key. They're not messing around. It's designed to be fast and powerful. After an announcement in early August, the hunger strike itself is set to kick off on August 9th and wrap up on the 11th. So it's a really short, intense 3-day protest. The whole point is to make a big splash, grab those headlines, and basically force the government to pay attention and respond.
So who's behind this? Well, the main group leading the charge is the Kargil Democratic Alliance, the KDA. And they've picked a very specific spot for this, Hussaini Park in Kargil. They're essentially turning this public park into the epicenter of a really powerful political statement.
Okay, let's talk about the 4 core demands. I mean, a hunger strike. That is a huge step to take. So what is it that they're actually asking for? This isn't just some vague protest with unclear goals. No, this is a fight for 4 very specific things.
And it all comes down to this number, 4.
Just 4 demands.
But they see them as absolutely non-negotiable. For the people supporting this movement, these 4 points are completely essential to securing the future of Ladakh.
All right, let's tick through them. First up, full statehood. The goal there is pretty clear. More political power, more self-governance. Second, and this one's really important, is getting included in the 6th schedule of the Constitution. This is all about protecting their unique tribal identity. Third, they want their own separate public service commission. Why? To make sure local people get a fair shot at government jobs. And last but not least, they want their own dedicated seat in the Lok Sabha, India's lower house of parliament, to make sure their voice is actually heard on the national stage. So let's pause for a second on that one point, the 6th schedule. You might be wondering, what exactly is that? Well, it's a really powerful tool in the Indian Constitution. It's specifically designed to give special autonomy to tribal regions, to protect their unique culture, their social fabric, their land. For Ladakh, getting this status isn't just some political win. It's like raising a constitutional shield to protect their entire way of life.
So we're talking about a show of unity. And let's be real, these are some pretty ambitious goals. It makes you wonder, who's actually backing this? Is it just a few politicians? Well, the answer is not even close. This movement is way, way bigger than that. I mean, look at this list. The KDA has put out a call to participate, and basically everyone has answered. You've got the KDA and Apex leadership, sure, but also local religious organizations, political parties, even rivals, plus student groups, social organizations, and just the general public. It's a call to build this massive unified front.
And honestly, that's what makes this whole thing so incredible. Seeing all these different groups that are often competing with each other, come together like this, that is super rare for this region. It just goes to show you how deeply these 4 demands connect with people across the entire society. It sends this incredibly powerful message before anyone even starts fasting.
So what happens next? You've got the clear demands, you've got this incredible show of unity, which naturally leads to the big question, what's the endgame here? What if this hunger strike happens and nothing changes?
Well, the KDA has thought about that. They've laid out a pretty clear path of escalation.
Think of it in steps. Step 1 is this 3-day hunger strike. Then comes step 2. All eyes are on the government to see how or if they respond. And if that response doesn't happen, or if it's not good enough, KDA leaders have already warned they're ready to go to step 3, which means bigger, more widespread protests all across Ladakh.
So the leaders are walking a really fine line here. On one hand, they're making it super clear that their protests are peaceful. That's the plan. But on the other hand, they've put out a pretty stark warning. They're basically saying, if you keep ignoring us, there's a real risk this massive frustration could boil over into something much bigger, into mass unrest.
And that brings us to where we are now, with everything just hanging in the balance. It's like the people of Ladakh have drawn a line in the Himalayan snow. They're using unity and peaceful protest as their tools. But the stakes, they're unbelievably high, and you can just feel the frustration simmering. So the question we're left with is, with all this mounting pressure, will peaceful protest actually be enough to reshape Ladakh's future?